The rosters for the 2024 Pro Bowl games have been revealed, so now it's time to argue over the players who didn't make it through the initial selection process. It's hard to quibble with the men who made the rosters. Defining those who didn't make it as snubs should not be taken as criticism of the players selected. For me, this exercise is a way to acknowledge players having splendid years that might not have received the national attention they deserved. Consider the below list your next 10 list when replacements on the Pro Bowl rosters inevitably start racking up. Or maybe it'd be my Pro Bowl practice squad. I honestly anguished over not mentioning many worthy players. I'm sure I missed several. Consider them double snubbed. I want to share with you 10 players that I think deserve to enter the Pro Bowl. It will differ from your list. It should. Otherwise, what are we even doing here? Justin Tucker is the best ever at his position, but Tucker's spot on this year's roster feels like an honorary inclusion in a down year for the all-time great.
That's good.
The Browns booter has nailed 91.7% of 36 attempts this season. Most importantly, he went 8 of 8 from 50-plus yards, with a long of 58. Hopkins' 6.6 field goals made over expected trails. Only Brandon Aubrey, 8.5, and Matt Prater, 6.8, per next-gen stats. Chubb could be a placeholder for a handful of Pro Bowl-worthy Dolphins defenders, but I'll go with Chubb as my snubbed choice here, highlighting the painful nature of his Week 17 ACL tear. Chubb generated 11 sacks, 22 QB hits, and a league-high 6 forced fumbles. Jalen Ramsey, getting a Pro Bowl nod, despite playing in just 9 games, speaks to his big name and importance in Vic Fangio's system. But there were other Dolphins that deserved flowers for their play this season. In a woeful season, Brown stood out as a bright spot for Carolina. Pass rushers get the headlines, but run stuffers deserve love too. The behemoth has gobbled up 96 tackles on the season, too shy of the single-season mark for a defensive lineman, set by Christian Wilkins last year, including 6 for loss. The Rams' August trade for Dotson was low-key one of the best moves of 2023. Dotson proved a perfect fit for how Sean McVay wanted to run things in 2023. Earning a spot as a wideout is a tough nut to crack, but the Sun God deserves praise for helping spearhead the Lions' turnaround. St. Brown is 5th in the NFL with 1,571 receiving yards, is tied for 2nd with 112 catches, and is tied for 5th with 9 receiving touchdowns. Williams has been a highlight reel this season, making big plays for a gangrene defense that held the club above water as long as possible. Williams has gobbled up 131 tackles, including 15 for loss. The 27-year-old has been a stud in coverage, generating an interception and 10 passes defended, second most among linebackers, behind only Fred Warner. After years of living in his brother's shadow, the speedster came into his own in 2023. The next step is getting that Pro Bowl nod. The Bills' mid-season swoon and a glut of primetime turnovers probably kept him from making the initial Pro Bowl roster. But doggone it, Allen still remains among the best of the best. Allen's ability to make ridiculous throws gets him into some trouble. It also stirs the Bills' drink and has gotten them back into playoff contention. Aiyuk leads all players with 18.3 yards per catch this season and boasts a catch percentage of 71.3. His 71.3 receiving EPA ranks 3rd in the NFL, behind only CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle rightfully garner attention for their play in San Francisco. But in the crucible of the big moment this season, it's been Aiyuk who has stepped up for the NFC's top club. The 26-year-old corner silences opponents. He's allowed 5-plus catches and 50-plus yards in a game just twice this season, per next-gen stats, and he's given up 0 touchdowns in 462 coverage snaps. His a 29.7 target EPA is third best among all CBs in 2023. His play is not just Pro Bowl worthy, it's all-pro quality. Anyone who's watched more than one Bucs game surely noticed the playmaker wearing number 31 flying around the ball, wreaking havoc and generally destroying offensive game plans. So at first perusal of the NFC roster, I was certain I simply missed Winfield's name. Nope, he's not on the list, and I just checked a 45th time to be sure. Bucs fans are sure to find this a travesty and a sham and a mockery. Winfield has been all over the field, generating 117 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 7 QB hits, 5 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 12 passes defended. No offense to the 3 NFC safeties elected, all are good players in their own right. But it's stunning to me, Winfield continues to be overlooked after the masterful season he's compiled.